The FIA have given an update surrounding the potential addition of a new team on the grid, with the prospect dividing the people in the F1 world. Luckily, this situation seems to be coming to a close, and the result might not appear good to some teams. One cannot help but wonder if adding more teams would be good for the grid, or would lower the already low faith both fans and teams have with the Formula One governing body. Back in February, the FIA opened the application process for prospective new F1 teams, which would allow the federation to identify one or more new teams to join the current grid. And what that means is, during the application phase, emerging organizations aiming to introduce a team need to detail their technical prowess and assets, as well as demonstrate their capacity to secure and uphold adequate funding for competitive participation in the championship. Now, as F1 advances towards sustainability and a zero carbon footprint, teams are required to illustrate their approach to the sustainability issue and their strategy to reach a net zero CO2 impact by 2030. The deadline to submit official applications was April 30th, with the FIA planning to decide on these submissions by June 30th, which has now been extended by a few weeks, something we'll touch on later in the video. Both F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali and several existing teams have expressed hesitations about increasing the number of teams beyond 10, concerned about diminishing the annual prize money. The FIA has mentioned that Liberty Media, the commercial rights holder for the sport, might set further selection standards or terms. Andretti has openly declared its aspiration to enter the competition and recently unveiled a collaboration with General Motors, ushering Cadillac into the race. For the 2026 season, Audi has committed in collaboration with the Sauber Group, coinciding with the introduction of new technical regulations. Currently, it's unknown just how many applicants have submitted their bid, with only the likes of Andretti, Hi-Tech, Formula Equal and LKY Sunds having gone public, but there could be plenty more teams waiting in the wings. The full list may soon be revealed as the FIA prepares to announce which applicants have ticked all the boxes. We extended it because some of the teams requested some time and you don't want to exclude them, Ben Sulayem told motorsporttotal.com. You have to be flexible. We're not yet over with it because we have to be very careful with making a decision. It's a big process and I don't like to be rushed because the decision has to be very clear. A decision is not far away, I think 4 to 6 weeks. We need to do it right. We're talking about big investment from people. We just have to wait now for the next 6 weeks to see what is the plan. I have no doubt that the FOM will do the right decision. They know what's better. Well, this means that we should be getting a resolution of the situation by the end of September, with the FIA president also revealing that between 5 and 6 applications had been made, with 3 or 4 of them very serious. A major point of contention from F1's perspective is the necessity of having an 11th team. However, Ben Sulayem emphasizes that he's merely adhering to the existing regulations. According to the current rules, as many as 12 teams can participate in an F1 race, and Ben Sulayem feels it's his responsibility to make that possible if there's a demand. Ben Sulayem states that they have an agreement which allows for up to 12 teams in the F1 race, and they aren't violating any rules, but rather they're adhering to them. It's important to note that as a regulator, the FIA must consider all applications or requests, and a so-called expression of interest must be undertaken, because it's the procedural step required. Sulayem is aware that some existing teams might be displeased, probably due to potential financial implications for them. Lastly, Sulayem's role is to ensure the proper process is followed, particularly concerning the financial and technical evaluations, and it's not his place to comment about whether or not a team should join the grid. If F1 has to give the green light, I'm skeptical it would go through. However, if the FIA believes that they can push it forward, there's a chance an MBS appears confident in the latter approach. Now, there's rumours suggesting the FIA might inform F1 of their intent to bring in both Andretti and Hi-Tech, only to use this as leverage to have F1 agree to just Andretti's entry. This seems plausible, as F1 might compromise to avoid what they perceive as a less favourable outcome. I'm personally rooting for 2 new teams to join, because while many fans express concerns about the potential failure of the 11th and 12th teams, past failures often occurred in an environment where they were outspent by a vast margin. Given the talent pool in engineering and manufacturing, I believe we can have 12 competitive teams under the cost cap. They just need adequate time to stabilise, hire from existing teams, and enhance their internal operations. Zak Brown's lament about releasing staff due to the cap contrasts sharply with any resistance to introducing new teams, which would open up more job opportunities in the sport. This evolving situation deserves our attention, but it's encouraging to know a resolution is on the horizon. Christian Horner also said that there are challenges of adding an 11th team to the Formula One racing circuit, saying that the same concerns from a year ago still exist. Financially, there's no incentive for the current teams to allow another one, and he humorously compares this situation to turkeys voting for Christmas, questioning why the teams would agree to something potentially disadvantageous to them. If Liberty Media, the owners of F1, are willing to financially support this 11th team, or if the FIA would consider decreasing their fees. Beyond financial concerns, Horner brings up logistical issues because given the layout of certain racing circuits and the infrastructure of the sport, accommodating an extra team, including their motorhomes, paddocks and trucks, would be a tough challenge. Meanwhile, Wolff believes it would be a safety concern. When you look at qualifying sessions, we already know we're looking like we're on a go-kart track, we're tripping over each other, he said. There's a safety concern. We haven't got the logistics, where to put an 11th team. Here in Silverstone, we can accommodate the Hollywood people, but on other circuits we can't. So, while I'm supportive of the addition of more teams, the prerequisites for initiating a new team should be higher compared to acquiring an existing one, and simply purchasing even the lowest performing team offers a foundation, eliminating the need to build a team entirely from scratch. This foundation includes hiring staff, securing facilities, and managing various logistical aspects. Therefore, a robust plan backed by seasoned professionals is essential. Take Doralton Capital as an example. While they seem to have enhanced what Williams had, I'm skeptical about their capability to set up a racing team from zero. In contrast, with entities like the Andretti bid, they possess the advantage of F1 expertise and have managed teams across various racing series. And if you're contemplating starting an F1 team from the ground up, this is a commendable profile. Pouring in more capital isn't always the key to success. Arguably, it might be more strategic for them to begin as a customer team and eventually introduce a new manufacturer. An entirely new team coupled with a new manufacturer increases the risk factor. Moreover, having a customer team could benefit Renault by providing additional insights from their engine rather than solely relying on data from their two cars. With Sulayem confirming we should expect a decision in the next month to a month and a half, we should anticipate development soon. It's evident that Ben Sulayem aims to fortify the FIA's role as F1's governing body, ensuring that Liberty Media doesn't dominate unchallenged, and rather than seeing this as a confrontation with Liberty Media, he perceives it as a collaborative effort with Stefano Domenicali to maintain F1's sporting, regulatory and financial well-being in an appropriate manner. It's hard to dispute such a stance. What remains uncertain is if Sulayem's assertive approach will enhance the FIA's stature, which has been diminished since the inception of the current 100-year commercial rights agreement with Liberty, or if it might lead to unforeseen challenges. The procedure for introducing new teams, especially Andretti's potential entry, serves as a crucial indicator for the outcome. I think we'll see an agreement in all likelihood given some more recent comments from Andretti, stating he understands the team position on this as well as the general financial backing from Hitech. What that looks like, who knows, but the F1 management will likely sign a commercial deal with both of them. So what do you expect from this? Do you think two new teams will join, and which will they be if so? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and we'll see you in the next one.